these TikTok posts and these little short clips from these relationship podcasts with all these single people on here are doing us. This is just me. I don't think they're doing us any service, our people any service, if their end goal is to get married. What's up, everyone? Welcome to a Love Like That podcast. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm Jacqueline.
And all for splendor, people. And all for splendor. Another excited and excellent and wonderful podcast that we have coming up here today for you guys.
Yes.
Welcome to Love Like That podcast. I'm so excited to be back here on the mic with you, my babe.
My seat.
Yes. It's been a minute. We had to take a little bit of a break just to kind of get some things situated with the podcast and get some other things situated with, with our coaching services. And but the main reason why we had to take a break really is because we have been working on something, and we are so excited for everyone to be able to experience it come August 28th.
August 28th.
It is our book.
Yes.
It's called The Marriage Bubble. And we are so excited about that book.
Me and the bubble.
Yeah, meet me in the bubble. Meet us in the bubble. And we are just this has been really exciting. I mean, to watch the first time author really take this thing seriously, and just to see her just up working on it, I was a thing of just I was proud of you. I was proud of you. I really was. Seriously. I was really proud of you. You were really dedicated and determined about really making sure that you put forth your best effort. And so it's going to be an incredible book, and you're going to get a lot of great insight, a lot of good nuggets that are going to be given to you guys because it is steps on how to create that safe haven, that safe space, how to create the foundation for a sustainable marriage, so that way that you can get to the happy in your marriage and to get to where you guys can actually have that transparency and that vulnerability and that trust and that love for your marriage. Okay, and so that's really important. So that's what we have been working on.
Yes, and we like to say we're not trying to just survive out here in marriage. It's too many people just surviving out here.
Gotta start thriving.
We gotta be thriving. Like, this is our whole life, And
sometimes you have to get through the survival.
I mean, you have your survival moments, and I'm not saying, but we don't want to be in survival our whole marriage, Because I feel like when you're in survival, you don't get to really kind of tap into certain things.
Enjoy.
You don't get to enjoy it in the same manner. So the book is really, doing the good work of marriage. Like, it really...
It's not just work, it's good work.
It's the good work of marriage. Like, and actually, it's just the work of marriage. Who made work a bad word? Like, of course, you always hear that marriage is work. Of course, in anything that you want to do, work. Like, don't you have to put some type of effort into anything that you want to do? So why would you not, put those same efforts into the person that you spend your life with? So,
which leads me to something. Okay, we're actually going to talk about this.
Popped in his head.
No, seriously, it leads me. You talk about the whole struggle and whatnot, which leads me to something I saw on TikTok, and I saw it, and it threw me off so much to the point where I had to reach out to this person directly. And they responded back, though. They did. And I'm going to play it for you guys. I'm going to play it for you right now. We're going to show a clip of it on here, but I'm going to play it for you right now. Okay? So, I want to get your thoughts. Okay, and here we go.
So at the risk of being judged, I'm just going to say this. I don't want struggle. I hear a lot of married people say things like, marriage is work. Marriage is hard. Staying together is difficult. It's stressful. Michelle Obama said she didn't like Barack for 10 years. And yet, there are people that still aspire to this. No judgment. I'm just not one of them. I want all the ease that the world can provide because life is already hard enough. Do you understand me? I'm not delusional enough to think that I'm not going to have any struggle. But the avoidable type of struggle, why do I need it? Same with kids. It's always, Don't get me wrong, I love my kids. Don't get me wrong, they're the best thing that ever happened to me. But, there's always a but. Parenting is hard. Parenting is a struggle. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I can't be the only woman that thinks this way. If anything, I think there are more women that do think this way, but have been conditioned to believe that they don't. There's a lot of women in the world that have kids that shouldn't. But what I mean is that they didn't 100% want it. And the kid suffers for that. And so this suffering just continues. The generational trauma continues. Maybe you can't change your childhood, but perhaps you can choose the future by not bringing something to the world that you don't 100% want to be responsible for, probably until you die. I just wish people took life decisions a little more serious, but at the end of the day, I don't own this universe. I just live in it. At the end of the day, we all have choices to make. Mine is to choose my struggles wisely. I'm just never gonna let anyone make me feel bad about that. Because ultimately, I'm the one that has to live with those choices. No one else does, no matter how much they love me or want to be there for me. I suppose the moral of the video is, it's okay not to want the thing that you've been told all your life that you're supposed to.
So, what did you get from that? Is this your first time seeing that video?
Yeah, that absolutely was my first time seeing this. So,
and let me say this though, I found it on Twitter. Somebody shared on Twitter. Twitter is like the place like all toxic and bitter people and people who are just whatever it is. But anyway,
the first part about marriage, a business, as I was saying before, a business, any type of goal that you have, just trying to achieve new educational heights. It all takes work. Like, she wants to live this life of ease. I mean, unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. Like, a relationship is work in the sense because it's two different people. So two different people who think two different ways, two different perspectives. And even though we may have things in common, it's an adjustment. So she's going to be alone, more than likely. I mean, like,
forever.
Yeah, she's probably going to be holding that stance and position.
And God bless her, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
No ill will towards this
But
woman.
just, you asked, what I thought about it.
Yeah.
So, the second part about, kids, et cetera, I mean, there may be, I kind of maybe agree with that part more. I mean, there are plenty of people out here who don't, probably don't need to have kids. And you do need to, that's somebody else's life.
But no one's ever going to be 100% ready to have kids.
Right, of course.
Or be 100% ready to get married. And you're never going to be totally
right, you're not going to be 100% ready, but, taking it seriously, yes. This, especially when you have kids, you're responsible for someone else's life. So I got, a little bit what she was saying in terms of just if you take on something that you don't want to. See, there's a difference in, I might not be 100% ready and I don't want to do it.
Right.
So if you are taking that on, then I do see how, you would look at these children as, just being stuck in a situation or whatever, like the negative aspect of things. So, if and those behaviors, just can negatively affect the kids, So, I mean, I agree kind of more so on that aspect of things, but just going back to anything that's worth having is worth working for.
Exactly. And so a lot of women were like, I feel this way or whatever. And here's the thing. Social media posts will always attract the ones who it's meant for, or it should. But when you look at those posts, you almost get a skewed perspective as if everybody feels a certain way. Here's the thing. The people who are happy in their marriage, are happy with their children, aren't sitting here looking up, or aren't sitting here, discussing all this stuff or whatever the case is. It's only the people who are complaining about certain things that are discussing that stuff. So you would feel like they're like the percentage or the numbers are more weighed towards one side. Well, in all honesty, I think it's safe to say that there are people who have children feel like that it is rewarding.
Oh, absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
And is it work? Yes, it's work. But like we said, anything worth having is worth putting into effort.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Effort. It's not about struggle. It's about effort.
Right.
That's what it is. And
I
so
mean, you're caring for other people, so yes,
Yeah.
you have to be willing to
Or
put
even
in the
with
effort. You
relationship
have
and
to
marriage.
right with.
Yeah.
We keep going back to the same point. Like
it's effort. It's effort. And so I said, and I said it differently on Twitter, but I said it more eloquently on TikTok because I put a comment on here. I said, and I quote, "Any regretted decisions or missed opportunities from past relationships that have helped lead you to this conclusion."
Yeah. Something is definitely
right. All great things require effort. Because I don't think, and like I said, you guys saw the video, or you guys will see the video. There's a strong chance that she's probably past her 20s, which means that she's, that those are the dating experience stages.
Mm-hmm.
And you get enough experience, understanding of certain things to help you understand certain things when you get after your 20s. And so I was like, that was me being a very assumptive with that question. But she said, "Nope, I've always felt this way, and the feeling has only gotten stronger." I call cap on that, though. But anyway.
Well, it may just be, it
all
may be one of those
experiences-
in all experiences, but it
Maybe
may
the kid
just be a
part.
part of
Yeah.
the experiences of people around her.
Yeah.
And they were so jaded by certain things. It could have been, the relationship in her house, her parents' relationship. Like
It's
it
experiences.
all starts from somewhere.
Somebody called, one person said lazy. That was it. It's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily nice or whatever the case is, but that's, I mean, it comes off as lazy.
Yeah.
Like I want all the ease. I get it. We all want ease. We do. But here's the thing. Word to my grandfather, word to Poppy, Mr. James Cox. He said, "If the mountain was smooth, you wouldn't be able to climb it."
Real life.
Everything, and it has digs and divots and whatnot. That's how it
Ridges.
It ridges. It's how you utilize those things to pull yourself up to the next level that you need to
Right.
go to in life. And it's never going to be that way. Like I said, we don't say that you should struggle for everything. Okay, but effort is part of that though. And if you are, but it sounds like this is someone who does not want to put in effort.
Yeah.
And if that's what you think, if you think relationships are friendships, for crying out loud, friendships they require effort. Okay, because you're not always going to agree on everything. Everything is going to take some type of effort to understand. Hey, I need to call this person. It's easier when you're in high school or in college because you see those people all the time. But when you get out to the real world, how often? I mean, did you see your friends, or do you see your friends more often now that you guys are grown and having families and whatnot, or just doing the adulting thing, or is it easier to see your friends back in school?
It was easier to see your friends in school. You had
Right.
life was set
exactly.
up totally different.
So now you have to put in effort.
Right. Exactly.
Everything
Exactly.
has effort. So,
Yeah.
don't be lazy, people.
Even at that stage, you at least had to walk to the next dorm to see your friends. But effort.
It's
You can't just
effort, people.
expect, like, oh, okay, always come my way. Like, when there isn't reciprocal effort in a relationship,
Yeah.
somebody's going to start resenting. Like,
Yeah, you have to, and that's fine. But my thing is though is just don't be lazy about it. If women and men, if you think that it is supposed to feel effortless, I'm going to tell you this right now, it won't. It won't. There is going to be some type of effort in being intentional for anything that you want. If you want to go into a new level in your life or into your relationship or whatever the case is, it's going to take some type of effort, some type of, hey, you know what? This is what I want. Let me put some extra time into this.
yeah.
Now, like I said, if a person is content with being single for the rest of their days, that's fine.
Yeah.
God bless them. It ain't for everybody, nor does it need to be for everybody. It would be nice if people were to have that type of fulfillment, but for some people, that's just not going to be the case.
But they're still gonna have to put the effort in with themselves,
Yeah.
like at some point, like as time goes on, it's still going to require effort.
Yeah. And for me, I look at that. I'm like, okay, that's just someone just trying to make up a rational, some type of rationale for feeling that for why they weren't able to achieve a certain thing at that time or whatever the case is.
Maybe.
But like I said, that's all assuming, and so I don't know. So I could be very much wrong here. But yeah, just effort, man, effort. And which leads me to this. These TikTok posts and these little short clips from these I know we are part of the podcast realm, we are, but these little clips from these relationship podcasts with all these single people on here are doing us. This is just me. I don't think they're doing us any service, our people any service, if their end goal is to get married.
Yeah.
And I see some good stuff. I mean, like I've seen some really good clips or whatever, and everybody sounds really intelligent, and they make a lot of sense to a lot of the single people and whatnot, though. But here's what if my objective is to become a millionaire, I cannot be listening to people who are only making thousands.
Yes.
They may know certain things about the millionaire lifestyle because they've seen a thing or two, but they have not experienced the millionaire lifestyle.
In other words, they haven't been married, so they haven't seen this side of the coin yet.
And yeah, and they're in those relationship podcasts where the cases that are where it's 100% single people. And it's cool. Like I say, I think, continue to thrive.
Right. And they have something to add to the conversation
some of them are
on that side.
And they're doing big numbers, but they're on that side. But here's the thing, though. They're still coming from that single perspective, so they don't understand that your perspective as a single woman, is it the same as it is now?
No.
It's changed. My perspective as a single man is way different than what it is now as a married man. And I thought I had my stuff together as a single dude. Like, it shouldn't be like this. It should feel right. It should feel, effortless or whatever. Everybody wants to go to that. And I get it. But it takes really, in order to get to this side, you need to hear from this side. And so while people are listening to the relationship podcast from all the single people on there, whatever the case is, throw in, look, it ain't even got to be us. If it's us, God bless you. If it's not, there's plenty of other marriage podcasts that are out there.
We're the best, though, so don't go anywhere.
A shout out to my man Chriselle with his podcast, Before You Let Go, with him and his wife. But listening to those podcasts from the marriage perspective, it helps you understand the mind frame that you have to be in order to become the thing that you want to become.
Yeah.
You have to become the thing before you do the thing. If you were just sitting in it from just your perspective, you can't change it until you are ready to transition to that and be able to actually really listen to it and receive it and getting out of yourself. So you have to. So again, if I'm making $100 a month, there's no way I'm going to listen to the other. There's no way that I'm with other 100aires and be able to get to the millionaire status because it's so many differences that have happened from getting from 100 to a million. And it's the same thing with relationships. So listen to all the podcasts that have all the relationship, discussions and whatnot. That's great. But, there are some married people who have seen a thing or two that will really give you the real and will help give you understanding of where it is. I know. And it's not even like a rant or like a disgruntled Negro thing or whatever. It's really not. It's just an observation that I've kind of seen. It's like, there's so many of them out here. And you know what really made me think about that? And I don't know the guy. I wish I saw the clip, but he said he's tired of seeing all these relationship podcasts with all these people, all these men out here trying to regurgitate or emulate Kevin Samuels.
Oh.
We need something new. We need people talk about marriage, black men or just men talk about, hey, this is how I deal with my challenges with being attracted to other women. This is how I deal with how to become a better husband to my wife. This is how I deal with this or that or whatever the case is. Those are the things that need to be seen more often than anything else. And so I thought about that. I was like, he's got a good point. And I started thinking about what is the root of that. And I thought about it. I was like, because they're only giving it from a single perspective. They have not been on this other side to really understand that. While that's cool, here's the reason why this has to happen.
Yeah.
So that's my little rant right there about that. But like I said, they make great social media clips. They really do. Make great sound bites. They do. But like, broaden the perspective a little bit.
Right. And I think, with a relationship podcast, when two people are in a committed relationship, in a marriage at that, like, you get to see both sides. Like, you get to kind of see the work in action. So I think it's always a unique perspective. If I go somewhere and I do an interview, you hear it from my side. Mm-hmm. But to be able to really kind of see it from both sides, I always think it's a good dynamic. But I love to watch anything relationship.
Oh no, I know you do. You watch all that stuff, things
of that sort.
Temptation, all that stuff. But here's the thing, though. I think having those conversations are great because it will gradually get you to where you need to get to.
Yeah,
it can. But getting advice from people who actually are in the thing helps get you there faster.
Oh, I like to watch, with the therapist on it and, just all aspects of things.
Yeah,
definitely.
It gets you there faster. But like I said, make great for social media clips and TikTok videos and whatnot. So, I get it. It's great sound bites. But I know you wanted to talk about this as well. Speaking of social media. And this is where I know this is something that you've been asking or wanting to talk about. So this is our sound off podcast. We're just sounding off on stuff today. So I know there was this one particular thing that you wanted to talk about as far as social media. So what you got, babe?
Okay, so guys, we have been it's crazy because last week I think I walked into the room and it was like on the Breakfast Club. And they were doing an interview about social media. And the particular part that I walked in on was about liking pictures on social media. And so I can't tell you how many times we've had this conversation about liking pictures on social media.
And when she says we, she's not talking about having a sit-down talk with me.
No, just with different people.
Please clarify.
Right, with different people, different couples,
with other people about,
liking pictures on social media. And my take on things is, because I know a lot of people get in trouble for liking pictures on social media, but you hitting the like button is an indication. The sole purpose is I am indicating to the person who is taking the picture that I like it. Now, I very well can like it in my head, but no, I want to make sure that I let you know that I like that picture. So let's just take that in the context of certain pictures.
Guys don't see
certain pictures. Like, if, homegirl is bent over the car, with the short shorts and the water hose, whatever it is. I'm just.
Was this a Lowrider magazine or something?
It kind of sounds like. Hey, it's
that's old school.
It's some interesting stuff out here in internet land. But if you can see the picture and appreciate, maybe let's just say there's some mountains in the background, like real mountains. I'm a, nature person.
And then I type lovely mountains.
Right. Even though, like, let's just kind of think for a second, like how, what the main focus of this picture is, so you liking that is indicating to her, hey, I like what I'm seeing here.
Okay.
So that's my take on it. So I think, sometimes when men are liking pictures, it may be initiating some stuff. What if that same girl who you're liking pictures of slides in your DM? And it's just
now that's highly unlikely.
I mean,
it could. Now here's the defense of the guy. Oh, baby, I'm just liking pictures. I ain't in her DMs or nothing. That's gonna be the next defense.
But okay, that's my. So you want her to know, right? Like,
right? Yeah.
I'm indicating. You can click, like in your head.
What movie was that from? When the guy he kept on blinking and he was like, "Dude, what are you doing, man?" He's like, "I'm just taking pictures. I'm taking mental pictures."
Oh yeah.
Was it Hall Pass?
Maybe. I think it was Hall Pass.
Funny movie, by the way. Go check it out.
But you can, click,
ever.
all of that in your head. But no, you want to make sure that she knows that I like that picture with all that ass out.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Here's what it is, and this is what I was explaining because I know, me, you, and a good friend of ours had some good conversations around that, and I was explaining first and foremost. We've had conversations about that for as far as just us early on in our relationship about that. So that's not my MO. I'm not the picture liking
bandit.
person. Right, bandit, right. Like I said, you may see it, whatever the case, but you keep it moving, right? So I had to understand that. I had to understand that early on. I wasn't too sure.
Right
about
after
that.
Talks early on.
Yeah. But we figured it out early on. So I got like, I'm not going to sit here and embarrass my wife like that, whatever the case is. But here's from the guy's perspective. I understand it. So not saying I agree with it, but I understand it though. It's not a situation of I like her and I want her. I'm going to be trying to highlight her, whatever the case is. Is I like it and I like it. I double tap and I keep it moving. That's kind of what they're doing, right? And then what did she say? She was like, but why do you have to like the picture? Why do you have to let them know? I said, it's not about us wanting to let the girl know. It's about us affirming and confirming what we have seen with our eyes. It's just confirming what we've seen.
Confirming
that we like that we like what we see. Now
confirming that we like what we see. It's just the way it confirmed.
Thing. Now here's the thing. Why can't we just
confirming it to
right? But listen, right? Is that like I said? I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying that's the psychology of it. Like I said, you could see it and keep it moving, but it's like, dang, something about it, you just gotta like it or whatever the case. It's like, I just gotta confirm in my mind. It brings
in your mind. You could confirm it in your mind.
You can confirm it in your mind, but it's just confirming what's already in my mind. Like, okay, I like it. And this is something.
Let me tell you what we know as females. You don't leave the door open, cracked.
Right.
None of the above.
Yeah.
Like for females, that's what I've always.
I will say, and you're right about that because there's been a couple of times.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of times where I was like, oh, babe, she's just being nice, whatever the case is. Next thing I know, I got a whole inbox full of stuff, whatever the case is.
Right. So therefore,
unsolicited.
You leave the door open.
Now, here's the thing: the percentage of that actually happening is small, but it shouldn't happen. But it shouldn't. But you don't.
We don't know if the percentage is small. Like we're not in all of these.
I mean, now if you
households and things of that sort, there may be plenty of people who are following up on those actions.
If if you're like a celebrity like Idris Elba or Michael B. Jordan,
you don't know.
Now that might be a little bit different. That could leave more opportunities. But for like the regular Joe Schmoes or whatever, it's not necessarily the case. But that's all I'm saying.
Could
it's just,
be, but could.
I said, it's not my thing. But at the same time, though, I think it's just whatever,
Listen, let me.
What do you believe
in,
babe?
Moving. Like, I'm not even gonna give you that much. I'm not even gonna give you an inkling or a thought. Me personally,
right.
This is me personally. That I'm, that I liked it or not.
I get
like
it. So
it is what it is. See, that's
that's
part
really
of the
smart.
stop and stare movement.
Yeah, this is why I always tell people all the time. Listen, men, are
This
we
is
married?
what-
We're
okay,
married,
go
not
ahead.
blind. Okay,
Right.
we see women all the time. Okay, that's never going to change. We see women, we look, we appreciate, and we keep it moving. What happens, where the problem is where we stop and we stare, and we start
I think
pondering.
I said that.
I said that.
I think I said that,
You said
and
it
you
because
took my.
I said that. You know why I know I said that? Because I know where I got it from.
Okay.
I know where I got it from.
Well, listen,
and I just
I
expanded
said,
upon it.
yeah, like
But we agreed on it. That's what we agreed on.
we
it,
agree. Like you can catch what's in your eyesight, et cetera, boom. Right.
Oh, and
Not
I used to
blind. We
be-
all understand. But when you, look, keep it moving. But when you stop and stare,
That's where it can be disrespectful. But of course, here's the thing. Rule number one, know your spouse. If your spouse is cool with that, then hey, run free. Run free.
run free.
But
I mean,
for
and sometimes
some
like
women-
in a, we've
'Cause
had
we've been out, whatever,
right? Where we
yeah.
like, okay, I know you see it, I see it too.
I'm like,
So we
I'm
can
like,
joke.
what are you talking about? And she's like, I know you see it. I was like, I do. I do.
Right. We all, so we have that type of relationship where we can, laugh and
talk
kind of
about it,
joke, about certain things.
I used to try to be slick with it at first. I used to be like, babe, would you look at that? Look at this, is just disgusting. You see what she has on right here? Look at her with those booty shorts on. Can you believe that? I would never.
Right.
And it's just, I'm really.
And he
trying to-
wasn't slick for not a second. I know y'all didn't think I was falling for that.
You gotta appreciate the effort though. It was
We
pretty
do
simple.
appreciate the
But,
effort you
you know,
tried.
But yeah, but like I said, for men, for men, it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. Now, for men, for men, likes don't mean anything. But if we comment on a picture, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level. Liking a picture for men is nothing. In truth, okay? Out of the respect for my wife, for you, and for what we have built, that's not my thing, because I'm not out here trying to make it seem as if I'm interested or thirsty for whatever case, because at the end of the day, I'm married to you, and my ultimate goal and my ultimate prize has always been you. So I need to make sure that you feel that you know that, and I'm cool with that, and I'm happy with that. That's no problem. Like I said, but for some men, liking pictures is just whatever. Now, if a man is in the comments making comments about the picture, that's the real problem.
Yeah.
That's the real problem. Liking pictures is a real problem. It can be a real problem depending on the
You're
on the
definitely
insecurity
caught
or
on
whatever the
camera
case is,
then.
But yeah, when you're making comments, so that's the real issue right there. And there are dudes out there that make comments all the time or whatever, because like, yo, like, we can't be doing this, people.
Those are the
that's
DM sliders.
yeah, that's the real issue. I would be more concerned about that. But again, you have to know your spouse and you have to know yourself. You have to know what you like, what you tolerate, and what you won't tolerate. And so, like I said, early on in our relationship, we had the understanding. We had to come to an agreement and understanding of what it was going to work. Because we have to make sure everybody feels good and comfortable, and it is you're dying to self, and you are giving birth to the unity and of your union.
Yes.
And so
It's
that was one of the
what
things.
makes the team happy, guys.
And let me preface this by saying this as well. I wasn't out here just liking all nasty thought pictures or whatever the case is. That was never me. But I said, no, seriously, I wasn't out here, but like these pervs, whatever the case is, liking all these pictures, whatever the case is. I see, you might see like a picture here or there, whatever the case is, like, of a nice young lady. It's like, okay, I like it. Yeah, just kept moving, but you gotta be smart about this. Just be smart, fellas. Okay, just be smart. That's all I'm saying. Be smart.
Just think it through.
Be smart.
Yeah,
That's
be smart could be smart at being slick. So that's
Not
why
okay. I mean
said,
that's not what I'm trying to
not
say.
for my babe,
That's-
but for some of the people at home. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I don't mean it like that, but just be smart about what you're doing. So understand. Listen, this may not necessarily be the best thing for my family life right now. So maybe I need to just figure something else out. But yeah, if you get comments or your DMs, then that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level of disrespect. And yeah, that I would be more concerned about that than anything else, ladies. That would be a whole nother situation. But I get it about liking pictures and whatnot. So.
It's an option. That's the part, guys. It's an option. You have a choice.
Yeah, it's an option, not a requirement.
Right. It's not once you sign on these accounts, you have an option. You can either, or you can just keep scrolling. Okay. Like and appreciate it.
Like
Put it in the universe.
Like I said, it's just a guy's mental aspect to just of affirming and confirming that he liked what he saw. That's what it is.
Affirming.
Not saying not saying that it's right.
And confirming.
I'm just saying that's
to the person on the other side of the picture.
And that's how women see it. And we're like, man, she's not even thinking about that. Now, saying that part though, I showed you that video with that one girl was talking about how she was.
We're gonna do a focus group on that.
Oh,
this whole. I'm
but that's the thing.
Back to you with some answers.
Let's not even worry about the guys doing anything. What do the women that are getting these pictures like?
That's
what
I'm
do they feel about that? That's the thing.
Because
they
may be recruiting too. You never know.
I guess
women know you do not leave any crumbs. That is all.
The heck does that mean?
Same thing. Don't leave the door open. No.
Okay.
No, nothing.
All right. Nothing, man. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Okay. Well, I think I hear you loud and clear on that.
Oh yeah. Look, I was trying to just spread the good news. I'm trying to help some of these men out because.
What about these women though? Yeah, the likelihood of that is small, but there probably are some.
I've heard on more than a few occasions from men, from women, and it just seemed to be on the men's side, them getting in trouble for liking pictures. So I think the consensus is like at your own risk.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I appreciate that, babe. Well, listen, I think that this was really good sound off episode that we had here. I think we got a lot of things off of our chest as far as what we're thinking about marriage, what we think about how social media plays a role in that, and the thoughts of people on social media about this thing called marriage and just life. So, I appreciate it. Listen, we are so thankful that you guys chose to listen to this podcast or watch this podcast. Make sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, all those podcasts, anywhere where podcasts are be able to be played. And make sure to just sign up for we have our coaching sessions that we provide, our Marriage Bubble 5-week course that we provide as well for couples who are looking to get married as well.
Yes, premarital.
And then everything underneath the sun from that. And obviously the Marriage Bubble, August 28th. Get ready. But listen, we're done with all the promos. I'm Brandon.
I'm Jacqueline.
This is a Love Like That podcast. Take care. Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.